Welcome to Channel Rockaritaville. Thank you for joining. This is El Rock, and I'm your hostess. And we are doing a check in for the week ahead. It is, what is it, Sunday, October 28th. All readings are timeless, though. So, what that means is that energy is always shifting and changing and transmuting. So, this message will arrive to you when it's meant to arrive to you, not necessarily on the specified week that it's made. So, welcome aboard. Again, this is a general reading, so if it's not for you, please don't take or try to force into some little box. Things that may be messages for the greater part of the collective. Not everything's going to be for everybody. So please only take what's yours. There's a lot of really gifted readers on YouTube. So if this isn't your vibe, that means this isn't the energy that you're in right now. And that somebody out there is reading for the energy that you're currently embodying. So go take a look. There's some really gifted folks out there. And I think that right. Oh, you know what? Hello to the new subscriber. So I recently had a new subscriber come on board. Thank you for being here. Great to have you at Rockaritaville. So let's just go ahead and hop in and just find out what's happening for the week ahead for the viewers. And we're going to start with the herbiary deck, just for some general plant medicine energies. So plant medicine for the week ahead. What do we have for the viewers? Interesting. This came out in the pre-shuffle, Inner Sanctum. And this was also in, I believe, last week's weekly reading. And it has popped immediately, even as I started the shuffle. So we'll dig into that again. So what else do we have? What plant medicine do we have for the week ahead for Rockaritaville viewers? Week ahead, please. Week ahead for Rockaritaville viewers. Nothing else wants to come out right now. So let's dig into Inner Sanctum again. So whatever has transpired in the last week, it looks like you're not far off from maybe where you were last week, because this was, I believe, your first card last week, and it's your first and only card coming out this week. So whatever you have happening in the week ahead, no matter how busy or committed your days might be, Sweet Violet is asking you to go within. I was kind of perusing the book before I started to film, and one of the things that Inner Sanctum talks about, or the medicine that Violet brings, is her beauty in the springtime, and how she just kind of shows up in grassy places and parks and in pastures, and she's just really a beauty that just kind of comes out and spreads her color and makes herself known in the springtime. And then in the fall, Sweet Violet goes within. And what Violet does is she does something that the rest of the world doesn't see, and she spreads her seeds. So all of the beauty that you can witness in the springtime is done in a place of silence and private time, for Violet to spread her seeds, where she's going to be touching the collective next. So whoever I'm speaking with, you're really digging into this time in regards to the seeds that you are planting, what you are growing in your life. Everything in life is about cycles, and that's really been a core message on the channel for a couple weeks, at least 2 to 3 weeks now. Whoever I'm reading for, you're going through transformation, and you've had your death process, and you are going into your rebirth. And I guess what Inner Sanctum is telling you here is that this is the fall time, and this is the time to spread your seeds, and to remember that there's still 2 seasons before they come into full fruition, before your beauty is shown additionally. So I guess what this is really doing is this is just really validating your potential need to continue to potentially be in a hermit phase right now. If we were to pull a card from the tarot, the one that I'm seeing is the Hermit card. And this is your permission to go within and set your goals and determine what you want your outcomes to be in the next seasons of your life. If you're planting your seeds during the fall, during the winter, you're going to need to nourish them and keep them warm and protected, and put time and effort and love and energy into growing those seeds so that they can take root in the spring when the sun comes back out and the dark season has passed. This is a time that you are being called to go within and to begin the gestation period of what's coming. I'm going to kind of focus back here a little bit. Gaia is a new addition here to kind of the look in the background. And you can see that she's pregnant, pregnant with just possibility of life and everything that is available to you. And, Gaia goes through, and anybody goes through a gestation period. And we can use the female pregnancy as an example of that, right? You have insemination, and then you have that time of rapid multiplication and growth. I mean, just constantly growing and multiplying and becoming larger, and gaining all of those things that the child needs to gain within those 9 months of gestation within the mother's womb before it's ready to be born. And whatever it is that you have that's going to be born later on down the road, this is the time that you are being called into your inner sanctum to plant your seeds. And you can see that the surrounding results are the butterflies in their full glory. And I realize that, the seed and the butterfly don't seem fully related. And I would just invite you into the concept of the caterpillar and what it becomes, and the seed of Violet and what she will become, and all of the happiness that will be brought forward through that transition and multiplication during this time in your inner sanctum. So yeah, Violet's kind of running the show here right now. I'm going to just give the herbiary cards one more quick shuffle and see if they have any other messages that they want to give Rockaritaville viewers. Anything else for the week ahead? Anything else for the week? Oh, all right, one more just popped out. Oh. So Rose came up, and Rose's message is to crack open. And that is really, truly what you're going to need to follow up with once you go inward and to begin to uncover what your dreams are. Your dreams may not be a replication of what other people think you should be doing. And you're going to really need to crack open to the heart of the matter in regards to what you want for yourself. The moon cycles here are represented. Tonight is the new moon in Scorpio. And so this, of course, during the new moon is the time that you begin to plant those seeds which you will cultivate at the next full moon. You'll pull out those ones that aren't working and plant new ones. And so you're just really going to probably, if I were to guess, from one human to another, you might be exploring some slightly emotional times in regards to giving yourself permission to do the things that mean the most to you. And when you are giving yourself permission to do what you love, it will often be in conflict with what other people think that they need from you. And this is a time for you to begin setting those priorities and cracking open to just really understand where your true happiness lies. And so we have, you know, if this is in regards to a potential relationship, I see that, that there's really love here, that with the knife down the middle, that there's something separating. Perhaps it's something about the thorns is coming through, the edges, the sharpness. Everything has light and shadow. And I think with what we're seeing here with the moons and seeing the phases of it going, waxing and waning and full to, dark moon, the polarities that we experience on the planet, north and south, east and west, up and down, hot and cold, yin and yang, that there are shadow sides to everything. And understanding that aspect of yourself or someone else is going to be true no matter what. And being able to be open to the thorns that are there are going to help you know how to navigate that there is hang on a sec, it's saying something to me and I'm trying to listen. Something about the color of the flowers. Maybe this is a message for you, the viewer, that's not fully coming through me. That this card is maybe coming through with some meaning for you. But there's something here about the colors of the flowers and just not. This is perhaps this is what you need to crack open to. I don't even know that what it is that's standing in your way from these dreams fully coming true, if there's anything standing in your way at all. If there is, perhaps I'm getting it with the way that these are tangled. I'm getting an interdependency or dependence here, or something trying to hold on where there's a separation being created so that space can be created to discover each person's individualities, individual natures. And this is not a romance reading, and I don't know why this is coming through. Somebody apparently needs to hear it. Your differences are what make you beautiful. And whatever it is that you're cracking open to, you're going to find it in your inner sanctum. I can't pull the full message from the crack open card, so we'll clarify it. But this is an invitation for you to get raw and real with yourself, emotionally, and about just various aspects of your life. So you're gonna week ahead. You're spending some time in the inner sanctum, and you're cracking open. Probably going into some dark places. It is the dark moon. And it is a time to understand how, if you're going to achieve what it is you're working for, a relationship, a new job, a romance, better relationships with your families, especially with the holidays looming right around the corner. There's a lot incoming, and this is just an opportunity for you to welcome it in your highest. So Let's see what else. Let's see what the empath. So this is the empathic. What is this deck? Um, the empathic oracle. So we're gonna just grab a couple cards from here. I wasn't actually gonna come on today because I've been feeling a little under the weather, but I've been getting hits that needed to happen. So okay, so we just had 3 cards flip out. Okay, so let's see how these want to present themselves. All right, so the air here to me is talking about just the mind space. Air symbolizes thoughts and being in the mind space. So whatever it is that you're going to be cracking open about and in your inner sanctum, you're going to be spending time in your mind space. And so probably a little bit more of a logical fashion versus an emotional fashion, because air is presenting itself so far forward. So that what that might mean for you is whatever it is that you're opening yourself up to, that you want to birth in your life in the not so distant future, but distant enough that it's coming up as all new seeds right now. And it seems like from previous readings, this is following a story for somebody within the collective. You're getting out of the emotional aspects of that watery kind of place and getting in and really mapping out a plan, that you're blowing away the old things that just, I feel like like blowing out birthday candles, a big let's get it out of here, and really being logical about it, not being emotional about the things that you're going to need to remove from your life, because it's not personal. It's really just a logical next step for what it is that you're creating in your inner sanctum, the seeds that you're spreading at this time. It looks like, so the mountains are here, and I'm really drawn to the sun shining over the mountains. Typically, mountains mean obstacles, and I think by staying logical, any obstacles that you run into, if you don't lose sight of your emotions, right? Your emotions are what guide you into those areas of your life that are fulfilling. So if you are feeling deep love and passion towards something, it's probably something that you want to logically think about pursuing, no matter how illogical it may feel. If it feels crappy and it doesn't feel good, it's probably not where you're going to want to spend all your time, energy, and attention, because that's even if the thing that you feel terrible about is the thing that you're working hard to build, that's your opportunity to crack open about, am I finding fulfillment in this? Is there something else that might be a next best step? So when you're looking at creating these logical next steps to navigate these mountains, whatever this is, this relationship or this project or this new job, um, you'll summit and you'll be fine. But there is water here, and there's some emotional undercurrents that could drag you under and suck you kind of in off of the climb that you need to make to achieve what you want to achieve, which is, being a beautiful violet in the summer, whatever that means to you. Having your job promotion, or having that beautiful nurturing relationship. By using your logic to take this journey through the mountains, whatever those mountains are for you, the sun is shining on you the entire way. There is going to be some emotional things coming up for you to love yourself through and to look at. Whenever emotions come up, they're letting us know that there's something deeper there. That emotion doesn't necessarily have to mean crying or something like that. It could be anger or frustration, it could be laughter. But when the waters of emotions are coming up and they're coming up rather randomly, they're a clue for us to pause and take a look when we can get into our inner sanctum and see what might be cracking open under that random emotion that showed up without any warning, if that makes sense. So, if for example, you are, oh, not too long ago, I was leaving a store, and the lady who was near the door, who worked there, told me to have a grateful day. And it just like hit me in my heart space and really like almost kind of got me a little bit misty eyed because I'm so, as humans, we just go about our days so in such a mundane fashion. We don't even expect people to acknowledge us, let alone tell us to have a grateful day. And so that's a great reminder, to stay in the present moment, to realize that the seeds that you're planting, they are lit up and you are taking the right approach by nurturing them, by staying in the present moment. Every time you water your seeds, which means you keep a commitment to yourself to follow through on your goal, that is nurturing in the present moment. So if your goal is to go find a new job and you would like to have this job by the first of the year, the way that you nurture this plant, which is the new job, and shine sunlight on it, is you begin visioning what it is for your life, right? What kind of a job do you want to create for yourself? And, what steps are you going to take? How are you going to water it? Are you going to go out and look for the same job that you've always had that you find completely unfulfilling? Or are you going to maybe take it a step further and, you know, apply for the job you wouldn't normally apply for, and trust that the seeds that you're planting and the steps that you're taking are bringing that into fruition for you. By staying in the present, you nurture this for yourself. And then we have the hero card. So I would say something that you're doing this week is going to go off pretty well, and or ultimately results in the happy outcome that you're seeking. So I would say that what you're doing this week is actually really just a culmination of what you're going to be doing long term, for whatever seeds, whatever growth, whatever new life you're breathing into your life. Only you know what that is. Staying present, staying logical, being willing to take the path, which is through the mountains. Sometimes the journey allows us to go around the mountain, and sometimes the mountain is the way. And in this case, it looks like the mountain is the way, and that there's emotional things around that, yet the sun is still shining for you. So don't doubt your ability to summit the mountain and make it safely down the other side, or whatever that looks like for you. What you do is you prepare for your journey, you prepare for your climb, you get the equipment that you're going to need to start your new business, or to you write the resume to apply for that dream job. You begin taking those necessary action steps. You'll find a Sherpa to take you up the mountain, right? These are your helpers. These are the people who show up, who offer to help you. They are the way showers for you as you begin this journey, and you take it logically, staying in the present moment, and become the hero for yourself. And to be able to achieve this for yourself, you have to go into go within. You need to spread those seeds and focus on what it is you want to focus on. So let's chat with the fairies now. What would the fairies like to add to this conversation for next week for the Rockaritaville viewers? What do the fairies have for next week for Rock? Oh, aw, the gift. So, a present and offer, nurturance, growth, and potential. So, something beautiful's coming in for you. And maybe, maybe if you have a birthday upcoming, maybe it's something like that. Perhaps it's a gift of knowledge. Maybe it's a gift of validation. Perhaps, you're going to. When I very first started talking about making this YouTube channel, it was about a year ago. And I would talk about it to random people and I would get kind of choked up about it. And then I would, receive the gift of validation that if you feel that passionate about it, maybe it's something really you should consider doing. And I received a lot of outside support and encouragement from people I sat next to on airplanes. And don't I'm definitely not one of those people that has conversations on airplanes, but you get. Do you remember when I told you about the Sherpa and getting the help along the way? These were my Sherpas. These were my people. These were the ones that showed up to validate, yes. And I get to sit with you here today and talk about the gifts that are coming your way. They may be tangible gifts, an actual, purchased item, and or it may be something bigger than that. That those may be gifts coming down from the divine, from gifts from unexpected places. So you've got that coming in, and it looks like whatever this gift is, that it's offering you growth and potential. So maybe you've got a job offer coming in. Perhaps you have a new relationship coming in or a new romance. Maybe you just recently met somebody and you exchanged numbers and now they're sending you a text and asking you out for coffee, whatever. It can just be really as something as simple as, the person who sits next to you at work brings you a coffee on Monday morning. But whatever it is, you've got something really, really lovely coming in for you this week. So you've got a gift coming in. I know I got some gifts last night. Late birthday. Friday was my birthday, and I got the shit spoiled out of me yesterday by one of my work husbands. One of my husbands, just in general. And yes, I have 3 of them. None of them are legal. Just all, soul family. You know who your people are. And so, anyway, I definitely felt that card and it was beautiful. Absolutely. We made little lavender sacks last night. We put like energy stones, little satchels for pillows and, drawers and stuff like that. It was super fun. My inner nerd was so happy. So, okay, enough about me. Let's talk a little bit more about the Rockaritaville viewer. Any other messages from the fairies for the week ahead? As I've been talking to you guys, I feel my vibes increasing. I love just coming on and having a conversation with you, right? It's kind of lovely. Any more cards from the fairies? Oh, here we go. Ah, the littlest fairy. Appreciate the beauty and value of the exquisite and small. So perhaps this gift that's coming in is small. Maybe it's an unseen telepathic gift, a validation of some sort, or a sign from the universe. Maybe there's a child in your life and you're giving a gift to a child. But this is just really an opportunity to go back to this present moment and find value and validation in the little things that you do every day. If your gift is a cup of coffee, be grateful for that cup of coffee. It's really that appreciation and that gratitude that comes in for the littlest thing that begins to build that momentum. In cartoons, that big ass snowball rolling down the hill started as a little puff of snow that gained momentum. And your final card here is the Dragon's Pet. So this week I'm going to say you're reading The Matrix. The Dragon's Pet talks about the communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, guardianship. So your invisibles are looking out for you. I would imagine probably some of these gifts are coming from them as little reminders to be grateful for the small things in life, to stay in the present moment, to continue nurturing yourself in your inner sanctum. Because when we can be in that present moment and really just, oh, I'm so grateful for this green light, and and I'm running a little bit late. I'm so grateful that that person let me pull out into traffic. I'm so grateful for that front row parking space. Your infinite gratitude is part of what allows you to crack open and be available for the gifts coming into you. The thing about the gifts that are coming into you is you also have to take the steps forward towards them. And your steps this week are actually internal steps. So I'm going to stop the reading there. So this is going to wrap the cards section. I am going to make another video. So there will be a part 2 up. And I am going to pull out the charms here. And we will clarify the cards with charms and see what else comes out in the part 2. So episode 2 coming up shortly with the charms, but just to wrap it up again this week, your guidance is in the week ahead is that you are in the beginning stages of something really big and beautiful in your life, and you are being asked to go into your inner sanctum to crack open. You're going to, or I feel like this is in the past. You've crossed the mountains. You've been emotional about what it is that you're cracking open about. You're really digging in to figure out what it is you love, where your direction is next. You're using the logic and the air in your mind to really just dial in your next steps on what it is you're creating. And they only have to be baby steps. Whatever it is you're doing, you're being the hero of your own life. You're receiving messages from the universe through communication, through the matrix or the outer fields. Maybe your animals are talking to you, but you have gifts incoming. They may be from, humans, and they may be just gifts from the universe. And they're probably going to be small, and they're probably going to be a series of gifts. So be on the lookout for them. It may be something as simple as a feather on your front doorstep when you walk out the door in the morning. But whatever it is, enjoy the week ahead. Thanks for joining, and we'll clarify with charms in episode 2. Thanks for joining. Have a great week. Bye.